What is going on, Lauren Jones?
So many things, like my phone
Including-
not being on silent.
Lauren Jones, your phone is never on silent. I wouldn't
I
know what to do
know,
with it.
I know. I have, just in case my kids call.
Nothing more important than Allie and Emmy. All right. Well, welcome, Lauren Jones, to a special edition of the YOE Podcast. It is the actual day where if you add the month and the year and the day, you get the last two of the year.
Well, that is special.
I'm special for knowing that. Really, it's also Mackenzie's 6-month birthday.
Now that is something we're celebrating.
Yes, she is half-year baby. She's born June 12th. It is 12/12. So we took her 6-month photo, which I need to send to the Mackenzie fans chat.
Yes.
If I
she
like
has her
you,
own fan page here, people. So
yeah, if you want to be on the Mackenzie fans chat text message distribution list, and we're actually friends, not some weirdo. I can send you photos of the baby on a weekly or even twice a week basis, depending on how cute something that she did or looked was. She actually crawled, Lauren. I don't know if I told you this.
Is she inchworm or crawl?
No, she's inchworming. She's been inchworming for like 3 weeks. I was on the phone with my buddy who lives in North Carolina, and we were on video chat, and she crawled like 3 steps and then fell over. She hasn't done it since. But we were like, oh, and then she fell, and I was like,
it gets so fast. Let me just tell you.
Yeah, we're terrified. She army crawls really quickly. Sometimes I like turn my head, and she's like on the other side of the room trying to tear down the Christmas tree.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, yeah, I couldn't believe it because I had a 3-year-old and a baby in my belly, and then they both became so fast. Too much.
Sounds fast. Anyway, well, we got a good show for you guys today. We're just going to focus on a whole bunch of AI stuff that's been going on. We are going to skip the indicator because it was a absolute disaster.
Yeah,
the
we
last
don't want to
time
talk
it was
about it.
tracked.
If we don't have anything nice to say, we're not going to say anything.
Well, it was Thanksgiving week, so people didn't work.
Thanksgiving week, guys. So
yeah,
we're just
we don't need to go through. We can tell you the numbers, but why?
But we're not going to.
Yeah, there's no need. It was like -24, I think.
Okay, shush. Only
anyway,
good news.
It's not important. It was Thanksgiving week. It's irrelevant, team. I'm still trying to figure out how to get my third monitor to work because now I have a 3 monitor set up and only 2 are working.
That seems aggressive. Why do you need 3 monitors?
I really feel like I'm a space. Like I really feel like I'm in Star Trek or Star Wars now. Makes my nerdy heart happy.
So I have a 36-inch, which
I have a 34 in front of me now, and 2 27s. It's aggressive.
Like a lot.
Yeah,
I have the 136, and I can split the screen 3 ways, and so for me, that's good enough.
You're so economical and fun. Yeah. Anyway, it was a Christmas gift, so I'm having a good time with it. But I did have to move my desk around a little bit, so it's now I'm a corner screen person, and it's blocking my window view of my pool. So.
Oh no.
I know I did like the pool. Okay, well, what's new with you?
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm getting ready for my kids to come home. So I have been throwing up Christmas all over the house. So, and
Do you have like 100 snowmen or like 100 Santa Clauses?
No, I collect, if there's anything that I collect, it's Christmas trees, like the little, like I have all different types. I'll have to take a picture. But yeah, the house, I probably decorate more for Valentine's Day than I do for Christmas, oddly enough, because it's Valentine's Day is my favorite holiday. And nobody judge me for that because any day that's about kissing and chocolate, I'm here for. So just judge away with your Hallmark holiday.
It's Mandy's birthday, right? I think I told you that.
Yes. But yet,
it's my wife's birthday, by the way, Valentine's Day. So
and now that I have 2 adult children coming home, like Peter was saying, you really went out. They're adults, and I'm like, yeah, but I mean, I don't have all the same thing. Where the kids were decorating one tree and we were, I miss all that.
Multiple trees. Hold on.
I have so Allie the girls used to have their own in their own room. And then when we were on 2-floor house, we had the one upstairs that the girls would decorate. And then we had one downstairs. And Mr. Jones has just got a cuckoo clock. I don't know if you can hear it going
I
off.
heard that. Yeah.
He's very excited about this cuckoo clock.
Is it like wall mounted or is it like a grandfather clock situation?
Wall mounted. So Mr. Jones actually built a grandfather clock. That is pretty awesome. And but no, this was a gift to him. It's a wall cuckoo clock.
That's going to be so annoying. I'm so excited for that to get torn off the wall at some point soon.
No,
right.
I love it. So that's what's new is I'm decorating for Christmas. I'm almost done with my Christmas shopping, and I'm ready for my kids to come home.
All right, deal. And Allie is going to be number one in her class after finals and book all of her.
She just finished her last final, the torts final yesterday. That was 6 hours long. Yeah, torts.
That one's easy. It's very logical. There's rules.
I'm glad you think so.
I'm the person saying it who had watched Mandy.
You have to take the
I watched Mandy study for it though, and she did really well. I think she booked torts. She like booked like 25 classes in law school. So if you're not aware, booked means you got the highest grade with the curve.
Yeah, they call it Cali now.
The Cali award. Yeah, but that's the award they give you, but it's called booking, I think.
No, it's called Cali.
We have lots of Cali awards in my house somewhere.
There you go.
I think she threw them away, actually. Thanks. Because we don't store things.
And there's so much going on with AI right now. Like,
I throw up of like Lauren's throwing up Christmas. People like technology companies are throwing up.
Technology is throwing up. Did you hear that we had the first AI that tried to save itself? Right.
What did it do? What was the moral jeopardy it was in?
It wrote code to not be shut down. So essentially, we have reached iRobot, and the robots are already rebelling, which I think is interesting.
Why were we shutting down the AI? It
was in a controlled environment. They were doing an experiment, and it wrote code to sort of revive itself, which I think is fascinating. That's
a problem.
It's a problem for sure. But in a controlled environment, we have to figure out how to undo those types of things.
That's why it was controlled, air gapped, couldn't get out in the wild.
I don't. Yeah, who knows if it can get out into the wild? But
hopefully that computer was air gapped. Anyway, all right. Well, that's effing terrifying. Thank you for that.
And exciting all in one.
No, I'm more terrified. All right. Well, let's go into a little bit of what's going on. Maybe we'll start on the negative side. That Russian hackers used 11 labs to create a whole bunch of propaganda in Europe to make videos that are anti-Ukraine. Thought that was very interesting in the bad robot section of a newsletter I saw the other day. So be aware that what you're watching is potentially not real if you weren't aware of that.
That seems like every day in the United States. So you just
I was gonna say, Mandy and I were watching I discovered Sydney Christmas, who won Britain's Got Talent, and so we were watching her like YouTube audition last night as we were getting ready for bed, and this commercial comes on YouTube, and she's like, "That is so AI generated." So there you go.
There you go.
It's happening. She's like, "Turn this crap off or skip it." But Sydney Christmas can sing more, and I think you'd be impressed.
I'll have to check it out.
Check it out. Okay. And then, so that was interesting. And then Google's been busy.
They sure have.
Have you been playing with their the new Gemini?
A little bit here and there. I've been playing with the Claude Sonnet upgrade.
What did they do? I didn't even see that.
Oh yeah, there's lots going on, man.
What does Sonnet do?
So they released an upgraded version of the 3.5 Sonnet that improves response time, enhances performance, and then it just outperforms previous models. And then the Claude 3.5 Haiku, it's for short form responses, 3 times faster than the previous model.
So lots of speed.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously the Gemini 2.0 is pretty exciting. Yeah. I mean, Google's most advanced model to date. And and which I'm impressed with how quick. Well, and then you heard about the whole quantum, computing from
the new
Google
chip.
this week.
Yeah. Willow.
Willow, which I think is wildly impressive.
Yeah. I don't know the stats, but it was some ridiculous computing power.
Yeah, so something that would take more than 25 years to solve, it solved in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
I remember going into my physics professor's office one day because I was failing miserably and I just needed to like suck up a little bit. And he had a calculation going on his computer in the background. Mm-hmm. And I didn't really give it, like, I was never going to pass physics. So it was just like watching this thing computing on the background and like listening to him speak to me in German. Or like I couldn't understand a word he was saying. So that's probably mostly why I failed. But the other part was the computing power was impressive of what he was doing in the office.
And then Perplexity launched.
Well, hold on, we got Google. Google has AI agents now.
Mm-hmm.
They are now on the agent train,
which is what we've said for a while, guys. There's a lot of ancillary products going on there. Your core products are going to go the route of agents. So, like HubSpot has moved to AI agents. Bullhorn is moving towards AI agents. Salesforce has their, AI agents.
Yeah, I was nerding out with Dave Rubin, who owes me a proposal for cybersecurity for us, by the way. But so if you're listening, Dave, but he was talking about building AI agents with a combination of Copilot or Copilot in Microsoft and the Power apps or Power Automation in the Microsoft suite, which you don't have to pay a ton of money to do. And my favorite one that we were talking about was like, if you talk about scheduling an interview and a call, having the AI agent just send the invite out so you don't have to.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what Fixer does.
Yeah. Does it send the invites out for you?
It will if I ask it to.
Oh.
So what it does is it composes a draft with the times that are available on my calendar in response to the request. And then I can just choose to send it. And it's got the links to my open times. I haven't been brave enough to just let it go on by itself.
I think that would be good for me and you if you just had one calendar, but you're still on this 2 calendar system.
I'm not by the way of Calendly, but I only have one for Calendly.
Every so often I book something on Lauren's calendar and she's like, Rob, I have something at that time. And I'm like, Lauren, it wasn't on the calendar that I looked at. I'm sorry.
I know.
It's okay.
It's weeding itself out when you move from.
It only happens once a month, which is pretty good overall. That's not bad. For as much as it could happen.
That's right. So Gemini, it's got the agents.
Apparently, it'll. I didn't play with this yet, but it's going to like. You can see the mouse moving, doing things, so it's even more like chat automation, like our buddy Drees over there, where it's actually like doing actions like. And the humans watching it for now. I guess it's like in the early phase of what they're doing. I was reading an article about it.
Mm-hmm. So. I think I'm fascinated by how quickly this stuff is moving. And I know you and I keep telling, agency owners, and we keep throwing out the 48%, the 48%, the 48% that are currently experimenting and utilizing AI, the 48% that intend to. And I'm like, guys, Gemini 1.0 and 1.50 came out last December. Like, this is moving so quickly. I don't think I can stress enough that of the 48% that have the intention, you got to get on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
Because this is moving fast, and the amount of data that it can now imbibe is pretty impressive, and the processing times that are being improved is pretty awesome. I'm impressed.
Yeah, I think you should be.
Well, and then Perplexity is doing some competitive positioning, as it wants to be more of a major competitor to Google and ChatGPT. So it's focusing on this is why I've always sort of leaned into Perplexity more as a source data, right? But it's focusing more on providing direct answers rather than just a link. It's giving you the answers now and naming the sources, giving you visuals for those sources, which it was like doing one or the other. So the answers are becoming far more comprehensive. So for firms like us that do a lot of research, this is really helpful as we have to, go based on fact, and we have to be able to source the data. So I think that's really exciting. And it's emphasizing the factualness behind the citation of sources, which I think is, that's just, it breeds.
I love it. I love that it does do the sourcing for us.
Yeah. So it's working on that as well. So there's some, like I said, there's some very, very cool things going on between ChatGPT. I was doing some more exploration in
Did you play with Sora yet, which is live?
Have I played with? No, I haven't. I have instead been playing with Grok.
Yeah, you would.
I know.
Sora is OpenAI's text to video,
Mm-hmm.
Which is pretty cool. And we've been hearing about Sora for a while, so.
I haven't played with that one, but again, I have been playing with Grok, who has a tremendous sense of humor. I just will say that right now.
Has a what?
Tremendous sense of humor.
I
always, because kind of my litmus test with some of these is, asking it to tell you a joke or have it write a riddle about you or a poem or, a rap song, see what kind of, personality it has. And Grok's got quite the personality.
As it should. It is.
As it should.
The birth of Twitter. But the other thing OpenAI did is it has solidified its partnership with Apple, and now Siri is ChatGPT enabled. And someone called
Let's hope that helps her in some way, shape, or form, because Siri, she's a disaster.
Hey, can I tell you? So I was, obviously I'm biased towards Glide and like AI screening calls versus text screening calls. But Rod said this on social media the other day to somebody. He was like, this is Roderick Smith. He goes, if voice was so popular, Alexa and Siri would be more widely used. And I thought that was pretty intriguing, and I don't like using. I use Alexa around the house, but I don't like using. I think I have whatever. We have Samsung, right, or we have Android. So what is ours called?
Well, I do. Hey Google. Well, don't.
Is it Google, right? Yeah. Hey, yeah, but you do it all the time.
I probably use Alexa more than I do Google.
I use Alexa all the time at home because it controls my lights in my living room. It plays music for the baby or me. Yeah,
I use it for my grocery list. I don't use
it on my phone though.
I do. Well, so I have so I make my
grocery list. But you use Alexa on your phone to do things.
But I use Alexa on my phone. So when I'm in the kitchen and I'm like, oh, we need creamer, Alexa, add creamer to my shopping list. And then my shopping list goes to my phone. I have a grocery store list, a Costco list, and a Walmart list. Those are kind of.
It's all Alexa, and you can do it through the app. So you could do it through like an IoT device if you had one.
Yeah, so I use Alexa for organizing all of that.
But I just don't know if people use Siri or Hey Google enough on their phone.
Yeah, I had a Chrome Home, the little Google Home,
like an IoT device. Yeah,
I had, and I just didn't like it as much as I liked.
All of our devices, by the way, that are Alexa enabled are in the front of the house, not in the back. But I'm sure they can hear us because it's not a gigantic house. But the stereos, the Alexa Studios, have great sound. So one of them's plugged into our turntable, our record player, and another one's on the patio for pool time loudness. So anyway,
and our TVs are Google enabled as well. One is Alexa enabled, one is Google enabled.
We have Fire Sticks plugged into both of the main ones. The one outside. Well,
Fire Sticks. What are you coming from? What was this? 1979? What's happening?
I went far back. I wasn't even born, Lauren. Jesus, you went way back. Anyway, so I just thought that. Again, I'm a little bit of a homer there, so I'll just call it out. But I thought that was an interesting question about voice versus text.
But I would argue that though, because go to gaming to go look at some leading indicators, right? And gaming is getting very, very 3D, very virtual, but also very auditory. So you're finding there are now auditory games that you can play in the car.
Ooh, I do like
So
those.
yeah, so I mean, I would say
That's an
or
interesting. That,
verbal and auditory games that you can play in the car. So I mean, while I would
what are you
argue,
playing in the car?
I all I so my brother-in-law was a game developer. Um,
So
so
what are you playing?
I forgot what he called it. He was actually developing one. But there are a few on the market now. I'll have to get the names for
I'll
you
take a
from,
look at them.
from
Yeah, that's
Jamie.
interesting. All right.
But yeah, they're. I think that they're. Don't count verbal out.
I didn't. I just thought that was an interesting call out because I have the same experience.
And I
really,
think our job experience. I mean, I said this a couple of years ago. I do think we're going to get to a point where
this was
it's
like 2 or 3 years
Alexa,
ago.
add that to my resume. Alexa, apply to that job. Alexa, I do think it's going
I think would work, but again, we're back to Alexa at home then.
Yeah.
Potentially on the phone. So that's interesting. We don't have enough data, but I just thought it was interesting conversation in my head.
Yeah, for sure.
So new ChatGPT on your iPhone. If you have an iPhone that's old enough to have AI, or young enough, I guess in that case, YouTube has enabled AI dubbing, which is something that 11 Labs was doing. Or hey, there's a few things that do dubbing in multiple languages, but now YouTube can do it for your videos. So if you have customers, or if you want to if you're Mr. Beast and you want to expand your empire, you can do that in different languages. It's just YouTube Studios is gonna allow you to overdub it in a new language. So I feel like we should switch genders when we do that. Like my voice will be the woman and your voice will be the man.
Yeah, so it's Synthesia on YouTube.
Yeah, probably whatever they used.
So Synthesia is a video you can build your training videos. You can choose an avatar, any gender, any ethnicity, any.
Hey Jen is another one like that.
Yeah, and it can translate your English content into 126 different languages, which I think is pretty phenomenal because we've now just broken down the language barrier, and I think it becomes a horse of a different color.
I like it. And then finally, our buddies over at Assemble released their first Agent Force app, which we're big fans of Agent Force and that whole idea of AI agents. It does what you expect the first AI agent to do in a platform, and improves job descriptions, looks at candidates, helps you decipher them. So it's pretty cool to see. I watched a little video, Lauren. I don't know if you saw it yet, but there's a little YouTube vid on it. But yeah, we were excited about the AI agents, and I'm sure everyone who has a Salesforce app or an ISV for staffing and recruiting will have AI agents on Agentforce shortly. But it's not weird that Assemble was first.
Well, I can't talk about agents without talking about the experience we went through in looking for a PM tool that had AI agents.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Believe it or not, Monday didn't have it. Asana didn't have it. I was looking for something that could leverage AI because all the different components of AI are out there, but they haven't necessarily put them together in a recipe that will work for a project management tool. But we found one in Tascade that you can apply these different agents to, update specific statuses or change things in your project management tool, which normally you would either apply some automation that it's an all or nothing type of thing, or you have to have somebody manually go in and update these tasks and or statuses. And so I'm really excited about that because it makes it a PM tool far more manageable and keeps it far more current for your customers. That's very interesting.
I love that you use the word manage to talk about a project management tool.
Yeah, I know, right?
I feel like you would have gotten in trouble in high school for that one, bud.
Use a different word, Jones.
Don't use the word in the definition. Yeah, the creative tool creates shit. Oh, that's shit. Anyway, by the way, hilarious. In terms of Christmas things that I watched that were not really meant for me or Mandy, we watched Sabrina Carpenter's A Nonsense Christmas thing on Netflix. She's really funny. Definitely not for Mandy and I. But Mandy also pointed out that if you watch it, go to if you don't want to watch the whole thing, go to the part where she sings with Chappelle Rowan and tell me if you think they should release an album together, because Mandy was like enamored with their timbre, like they really played off each other well, timbre wise. And she was like, this would be a really good country or some kind of like duo album because of the way they work together vocally.
Well, Sabrina did a cover of Chappell Roan's song.
Oh, okay. But they sing like a Christmas song together. I don't remember which one.
Yeah.
Last Christmas. It sounds really good. But she dropped the F-bomb twice in the first minute, and then she dropped the F-bomb in the last minute, like at the last thing she says, because she's like, I can be TV-14 and drop 3 F-bombs. And she says it, the F word there, that she says it immediately afterwards. And then it's just so funny because like it's like turning off. It's like the end. And the last audio thing that you hear is the F-bomb.
Oh, goodness. Well, there was a whole
thing made me chuckle because it was just so funny.
Whole kerfuffle around Sabrina Carpenter because, she's formerly a Disney
I mean, she's having her Miley Cyrus like overly sexualized-ish moment, but that's not for us to talk about.
Yeah.
Kind of what's happening. I'm okay with because I feel like it's what happens with every teenage, TV star, and I'm just like, they'll come out of it, they'll be cool, and I'm not here to judge
right now.
I'm not here to judge that, but like it's not what we talk about on here. But I feel like people be very judgy, but we see it all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
and like, if she doesn't shave her hair or swing around on a fucking wrecking ball, we're doing all right. I mean, like, want to make this a pop culture? We can make this a pop culture conversation.
I was kind of here for the wrecking ball, I
mean, the song was fantastic. The video was hilarious. What she's wearing on the wrecking ball
ball is hilarious.
It's
I'll give you that one.
I think Miley has a great sense of humor too, and she does. She seems like she's turned into a really great 30-year-old, but again, not.
But so Sabrina did a cover of "Good Luck, Babe," which is Chappell Roan's song, it's actually pretty awesome.
I mean, she's a great singer. Mm-hmm. She's having herself quite a year. But I just found the whole. I watched the thing and I was like, this is not. I was like, man and I were like, this is not for us. The Ghosted skit, though, if you haven't watched that.
Well, and she was dating the boy from Saltburn, so I
didn't watch it, but
what?
Ghosted...
It's a cult classic now. What are you talking about? You didn't watch Saltburn?
I'll find it later. But the lady from Abbott Elementary and there's like 2 famous actresses in this Ghosted skit. Oh, Cara Delevingne, and I can't remember, I'm going to say her first name wrong, but the last name is Brunson. They were in this Ghosted skit, and it's instead of like the Christmas, the Ghost of Christmas Present, Past, and Future, it was the date of a guy, ghosted past, ghosted present, ghosted future. Very entertaining. Like, he's gonna ghost you. He ghosted up both of us. It was, just so clever. So anyway, I thought that was hilarious. And fuck, just for the sake of it.
Just dropping the F-bomb.
Really, that whole thing was for me to get the curse a few times.
Good Lord.
All right. Well, guys, that's all we got for you today. Oh, we have a feature technology. Sorry. I was jumping.
Yeah. Come on now.
Let me get to our featured technology. You want to? I'll take the first crack, and then you can clean up my mess, which will probably inevitably happen at some point. But guys, our feature technology today is GorillaWorks. I don't think I have a deja vu that we talked about this before, but I don't think we ever featured it. So GorillaWorks is our friends. So the elite team are advisors for these guys, just FYI. So promoting a little bit of homerness, but I really was doing this last minute, and it works. The team has built some really cool software. They have a Gorilla Resume. They have a client portal on the front office side. On the back office side, they have onboarding through payroll, all in one system, which is really what gets me excited. They call it flexible back office. A lot of the times you are using multiple systems to manage time collection, onboarding, invoicing, and then payroll. And with flexible back office, you can bring it all together, which, by the way, wonderful for people who like looking at dashboards and data because it's all in one spot. You don't need to build a data warehouse or a data lake to go get all that data in one place. But they also built it, and this is me using the word in the definition. They built it pretty flexibly so that you can handle lots of different use cases in terms of collecting and utilizing and invoicing time. So it is a very flexible solution that's unified all in one in the back office. So you got the front office stuff, you got the FBO, and then you have something called Gorilla Vision, which helps you with compliance. Basically, if you upload a document like a license and you ask the human to enter in the expiration date of the license, Gorilla Vision will be like, this person's an idiot. They entered the date incorrectly. Go reconcile it. So it uses AI to reconcile expiration dates, license numbers with what's actually entered into the CRM or ATS. They don't use the word idiot. That was just me. So if I offended anyone, I'm not sorry. Lauren, anything you want to add?
You did it. You did a good job. We advise a lot of software, and that's just because we're all really passionate about the continual betterment of our industry, and so we want software to come out of the gate solving problems. And there are a couple of problems that they help solve. We spend a lot of time formatting resumes, whether it's with specific client structure or logos or what have you. So a Gorilla resume helps you, reduce that formatting time. It's got a wicked cool parsing engine. And you can have all of the custom templates that you want. So Gorilla Resume helps for those professional services that are, have to present resumes or candidates a very specific way. It's a very, very clean, very, very well integrated product into Bullhorn. And then, you called out the second one, the onboarding component. And having an integrated, streamlined, amazing candidate experience that's focused around transparency, kind of seeing where you are at any given time, and removing any duplicative entry. And then, as you said, the flex back office. The cool thing about this is,
flexible.
Yeah, flex back office FBO. Is helping you manage timesheets, whether they're coming from a VMS or coming from a specific client or what have you. It's completely, I want to say, configurable system.
Way to use a different word.
Yeah, and then of course the Gorilla Vision, the compliance engine. I think if you're doing any sort of government work or anything that requires next level compliance, that Gorilla Vision component that's sort of sitting on top of FBO and onboarding is pretty impressive. So I think the fact that one, the Achilles heel in our industry for quite some time has been mid and back office. And so I do think that there are some products that are coming out that I'm really excited about that, are leveraging AI and automation to advance that middle and back office in a more meaningful way. So I'm excited about products like this and others that continue to come into the marketplace and solve complex problems.
Well said. And with that, guys, we're gonna jump off here. There was a lot of AI news, so if you are not keeping up, OpenAI did a bunch of things, Google did a bunch of things. There's updates with Claude. There's updates in Perplexity.
Grok.
What did Grok do besides misbehave?
Grok just got an upgrade maybe 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. YouTube released a dubbing tool so you can have multi-language in your videos, which other tools do. But yeah, it's
lots of stuff going on, guys, and you're gonna get left behind.
Christmas gift.
Yeah, our Christmas gift to you is to keep you current and to make sure that you feel the sense of urgency that we are imposing upon you to get your act together and get AI as a part of your tech stack. And if you have questions or you need training, reach out to us and we can help.
I think there's an agent for
that. It's just called the Lauren agent.
Oh, the we're gonna make you a robot. All right, guys, thank you so much, Lauren. Thank you. This was fantastic. Until next time, I'm Rob.
I'm Lauren.
You can say the good part, Lauren.
Now go do something good.
Hey, all right. Bye, guys.